It's been a quick minute since I've done a feedback video, so it's not something I do all the time on the channel, but every now and then a particular topic comes up of interest, and there's been a lot of comments in my latest video, Red Dead Redemption Remaster or Remake Thoughts video. By the way, thank you so much to everybody that has watched the video and for everyone that has left comments, not only on this video, but all my other videos. Before we read over some of the comments, I want to go over a poll that I posted on my community tab. Do you believe Red Dead Redemption Remaster will turn out to be legit or BS? So far, 66% believe that it's legit, 34% say it's BS. There's also comments in the poll as well. We'll read over them real quick. Let's see, King Easy, Nerix says, I've been wanting a remaster of Red Dead Redemption for years. I'd be so happy if it was true, but I don't want to keep my hopes up. Yeah, I think most people feel that way. Young says, it's basically being revealed, leaked exactly how the defective edition was, so I believe it. The fact that it may be Red Dead Redemption 2's engine shows they might actually put some love into it. I'm hoping that it's going to be on the same engine as Red Dead Redemption 2, but we'll just have to wait and see. Matt Batten says, I hope it's true. I love Red Dead Redemption 1. Great game. I would love to see a remaster of it. You're the best, GB. Well, thank you very much, Matt. Ronaldo says, here's hoping Rockstar learned their lesson from the last failed remaster. That was the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. I hope so as well, Ronaldo. Vader says, after how they treated Red Dead Redemption 2 and no expansions, yeah, we didn't get any story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. And it's been about a year since they abandoned any actual updates to Red Dead Online. Yet being a top 10 video game sold all time, Red Dead Online was smoke and mirrors from the beginning. My jaw would drop to the core to the earth if they ever showed respect for this franchise and not Grand Theft Auto. Well, unfortunately, GTA is the cash cow. It is the flagship franchise of Rockstar, but Red Dead Online did deserve more than what it got. Supercharger says it'll be crap like everything else in the new Rockstar. Yeah, Rockstar does seem to turn a lot of stuff to crap lately, unfortunately. But here's hoping that maybe, just maybe, they have learned from previous mistakes, like the GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. So let's read over the comments in the video. Sinistar says, excellent game. Always loved the first one. Really enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2 and online. I feel a remaster proves a bit more doable before a remake. I hope there's more clear information coming soon, as do I. Great video. Love the information you provide. Hope you have a great 4th of July. Yeah, I did. We had a good time. We did a 4th of July balcony stream, and it was a lot of fun. Blue Wolf says, I replayed it on the PS3, and the game clearly shows its age. Would be great to see the game coming alive in Red Dead Redemption 2 engine, but keep it intact to stellar sound. Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing for Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Tone unique atmosphere. If they fail in that regard, this remaster will be a disappointment. I agree. See, according to the game devs, around this time, Rockstar was thinking about Red Dead Redemption port after GTA 5 released on 8th gen consoles. I think it never came to fruition because the code for Red Dead Redemption is such a mess. Yeah, a lot of us have been talking about that for years now, and that was one of the reasons why I initially thought that this would be a remake instead of a remaster. But as we talked about in the most recent Thoughts video, it is possible that they've had people brought on board talented enough to go back and look at the code for Red Dead Redemption 1 and sort out like what was the problem and resolve it so that it could be remastered and ported. This would give Rockstar incentive to build the game from the ground up. Red Dead Redemption 1 Remake was teased in Red Dead Redemption 2's epilogue, so it boggles my mind why people see this as far-fetched. I don't see it as far-fetched, and for the record, I think most of us would prefer a rebuilt remake ground up of Red Dead Redemption 1. It's just that realistically, it's probably not going to be the case because, as some people point out, it is cheaper, unfortunately, for Rockstar to go the remaster option as opposed to a remake. But I would prefer a remake over a remaster. See, Zombie Infected says, great video, GB. Thank you. I hope that it's in the hands of a good studio at Rockstar and gives us a remaster we deserve. Red Dead Redemption 1 story is so amazing. I enjoyed it so much. My favorite part of the story is when John gets involved with the Mexican Revolutionary War and looking for the whereabouts of Javier. Yeah, that's a good arc. It's just without trying to spoil Red Dead Redemption 1 because there's going to be a lot of new people coming to Red Dead Redemption 1. I would say that that story arc it's okay, but there's just things about it I wish you had a little bit more control over, like being able to actually pick a side instead of playing both sides. But it is what it is. Snake, you'll see, I played it, loved it. I would love a full remake, but hoping the remaster in the works, and it's not just. Yeah, well, I think that this remake. Well, obviously, I don't think it's a remake. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems to be a remaster, as we talked about in the video. But I hope that it's actually a good remaster, and I feel like that it's going to be available across multiple platforms, including PC. Ram King, I seriously hope we get the remaster of this game, even if it's somehow just a port. It'd still be satisfying. It's just the fact that we really want to finally experience the game, even if it's just a lousy port. I don't want it to be just a lousy port, though. I think that most of us, if it's going to be a remaster, and as I've pointed out, there have been some good remasters out there. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of really bad remasters. I just hope that Red Dead Redemption Remaster does not turn out to be the case. So Dan, I'm still hesitant to get excited at the prospect of either, but personally would much rather see a proper remake. I think it's much likely that a port with a resolution bump. The game still looks amazing through Series X backwards compatibility. Biggest issue I've had going back and playing it recently is how clunky some of the gameplay is, in particular riding the horses. Polishing out the animations, controls would go a long way in making it more enjoyable. That said, I'd love to see additions to the graphics customization in Red Dead Redemption 2 in that engine, but I'm not expecting much. Yeah, I think that with the remaster, I would like for them to somehow, I guess, have a hybrid between like a remaster remake where they could theoretically port it over to the same engine as Red Dead Redemption 2, so graphically it's up there with Red Dead Redemption 2. And you're right, there's definitely a lot of clunkiness to Red Dead Redemption 1, like, for example, with riding horses. On one hand, yeah, it is clunky, but you will stay on the horses in Red Dead Redemption 1 as opposed to Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online when you simply trip over a rock or a stick. So there's that. But I'm also not really expecting much either, Sedan. Fat Chinese Gaming. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption at all. Well, that's not entirely true because you did play a little bit of it on PS Now, Fat, so you've been caught in 4K. But he only played a little bit of it because it absolutely sucks playing on PS Now. Well, it's no longer on PS Now. It's gone. Our PlayStation Plus Premium, whatever they call it now. And I think one of the reasons why is because Rockstar's most likely going to be announcing and releasing a remaster of Red Dead Redemption. Hopefully with Undead Nightmare as well. I would love a remake or maybe either PS4, PS5, hopefully both. Knowing Rockstar, it'll be a remaster. Knowing Rockstar, I just hope it better be better than the GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. I need to copyright claim that. Just kidding. I don't really have any high hope for this, to be honest, as Rockstar isn't the Rockstar we knew and love anymore. Sadly, that has proven to be the case, like with the GTA Trilogy Defective Edition, with how badly received the Enhanced Expanded Milked Edition for GTA 5 for PS5, Xbox Series is, GTA Plus, taking out nearly 200 vehicles in GTA Online. Sadly, the list goes on, but here's hoping that the remaster of Red Dead Redemption 1 will be good. Next, let's go with Thorum Sucks. So, okay. Remake would be amazing. I wish there'd be multiple choices, but yeah, I just don't think that they're going to make too many major changes to the story of Red Dead Redemption 1. It would be nice if at the very least they acknowledge Arthur. Maybe there'll be like a photo of Arthur on the wall back at Beecher's Hope, or maybe you'll have the ability to wear Arthur's hat. That would be cool. But I don't think we're going to have any dialogue with John or Abigail or Jack or Uncle or Dutch regarding Arthur Morgan, sadly. But it'd be nice to have a little few Arthur Easter eggs mixed into this remaster. Fernando Martinez, a.k.a. Sheep Taco Man. You know it'll be whatever's faster and cheaper, so don't offend me by calling it Definitive Edition. And that's something a lot of us have been talking about, is if they go with Definitive Edition as the subtitle, and I think there will be a subtitle. Some people say there's not going to be because allegedly the HD version of the Red Dead Redemption Remaster logo has been found and there's no mention of a Remaster Edition or Definitive Edition, but that doesn't mean that it won't include a tag with it. I don't think that Rockstar will go with Definitive Edition. It's been tarnished by the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. If there is a quote-unquote edition, it'll be called something else entirely. Darling, let's see, she says, it does seem like it will be a remake released due to the ratings and the trophy updates. I agree. I don't think it's a remaster because they could have released it easily long ago. That is not true. As we have pointed out, there was coding issues with Red Dead Redemption 1. Some people may not be aware of this, but there was a possibility that Red Dead Redemption 1 would have either not released or would have been a complete disaster when it launched over a decade ago. The Housers called in Leslie Benzies, who was president of Rockstar Games at the time, and asked him to go out to California to Rockstar Games San Diego to help fix the issue. But there were still problems with it. It was a miracle it still ran well on PS3 and Xbox Series, which has been backwards compatible for Xbox One and, Xbox 360 to Xbox One and then Xbox Series. I got ahead of myself. But it was never able to be properly ported to PC. And when the PC version of GTA 4 came out, that was a disaster. So it's not as simple as being able to port it over from, like a console to PC. There's been a lot of really bad ports, especially recently with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I enjoyed playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor on my PS5, though I had some very salty moments. But the PC version of Jedi Survivor was awful. So unfortunately, there's been numerous cases of bad PC ports. Let's see, great channel. Thank you very much. I wish I found you way before. Well, me too. But better late than never. Happy 4th of July. Well, hopefully everybody in America had a very, very happy 4th of July a couple nights ago. Icarus, what's up, Icarus? Neither. So there are some people that are of this opinion. It was a ratings reissue in Korea ratings board after a number of complaints about the game that featured mature content like sex, drugs, alcohol use, violence. The complaints started in 2022. It took a year for them to review every game that was sold in Korea. That's why the rating recently showed up here in 2023. So there have been a few people that have been saying the same thing that Icarus has been saying, but there's also other evidence that coalesces with the very real possibility that this turns out to be an actual remaster. But then again, there is still a possibility out there that this was much to do about nothing. And like Icarus and a couple others have mentioned in the comment section, that it was simply just a reissue of ratings by Korea. But there's a lot of inside sources out there that have been teasing and pointing towards the possibility that this is legit. So they know things that we don't know because they have connections to people inside Rockstar. I guess we're going to find out in about a month from now, because allegedly a month from now is when it will be officially announced. Maybe sooner. We'll just have to wait and see. But I wouldn't give your hopes up if it turns out to not be the case. To be honest, I would rather this turn out to be BS and never get a lousy, shitty piece of crap remaster of Red Dead Redemption 1. So I'd rather it not be real if it ends up being yet another GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. See, Iron Fitness, a full remake with Undead Nightmare added, or maybe side story of Landon Ricketts. Sadly, the voice actor for Landon Ricketts passed away some time ago, so we probably won't see any more voice work for Landon Ricketts. But, his audio lives on, along with the audio files for all the other characters in Red Dead Redemption 1. Regarding Undead Nightmare, I really do hope that Undead Nightmare is included with this hypothetical remaster of Red Dead Redemption. It makes sense. It should be a package deal, but just like with Red Dead Redemption Remaster, whether or not it's real or not, we're just going to have to wait and see. But I definitely think that Undead Nightmare should be included, or it should be promised. Like if you end up buying Red Dead Redemption Remastered, even if Undead Nightmare is not finished being remastered by Rockstar or whatever studio they're using, there should be like this promise. Hey, we are working on Undead Nightmare Remaster. It's not ready yet, but once it's ready, it will be available free for anyone that purchases the remaster of Red Dead Redemption 1. It should be a package deal. Donald Brown, I'd like to see a remake. Then they could add missing stuff that was not in Red Dead Redemption 2. Give some answers to a lot of stuff like Lost Princess, 3rd. Yeah, I don't really see that happening, Donald. I think at the best, it would be nice to get some Arthur Easter eggs and maybe some other gang members that were introduced in Red Dead Redemption 2, like Charles, Sadie, Mary Beth, and a few others like Tilly. It would be cool if we had some little Easter eggs from former gang members in Red Dead Redemption 1. Just acknowledge that they do exist or did exist in the Red Dead Redemption universe. But no, I seriously doubt we're going to have any other like connections or tie-ins between things that have been left like out in the open regarding Red Dead Redemption 2 side quests. I don't think that's going to happen. Colors are blue. I want a remake just like Red Dead Redemption 2, but Red Dead Redemption 1 continue right when Red Dead Redemption 2 ended. Well, the reality is there's a 4-year gap between the end of the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is 1908, and the start of Red Dead Redemption 1. Well, actually, it's 3 to 4 years. I think it's, 1911 when Red Dead Redemption 1 starts. So it's not going to be like right after. It's just, basically, it's just the story of Red Dead Redemption 1, start to finish, either as a remaster or a remake. Maybe with some Arthur Easter eggs, or maybe some of the Red Dead Redemption 2 Easter eggs that were just, peppered in, hopefully. You're excited to go to Mexico? Yeah, I look forward to them, I guess, remastering Nuevo Paraíso as well. Best case scenario, if this was a remake, which unfortunately I doubt now, they could use the improved version of Nuevo Paraíso, Mexico, as an expansion for Red Dead Online. But sadly, at the moment, that does not appear to be the case. Noob, at minimum, a remaster with 60 FPS. Undead Nightmare would be sick. Yeah, it definitely needs 60 FPS, especially on current-gen consoles like PS5, Xbox Series, and of course PC. But I also want Undead Nightmare. I think most of you do. Remake in Red Dead Redemption 2's engine. Yes, that would be amazing. Once again, if it's an actual remake. Physics, combat, etc. would be even better. Maybe even add fishing. Yeah, there's things I don't think that they would add to Red Dead Redemption 1 as a remaster. As a remake, it would open the door to add more things. And that was one thing I talked about a while back, nearly a year ago, in my If I Was in Charge video of like Red Dead Redemption, like remake, remaster. Feel free and check out that video. But it would be cool if there were things added and included, like fishing in Red Dead Redemption 1. But I just don't think that's going to be the case, especially if it turns out to be just a remaster. Danushka. See, I've never got a chance to play the original version of Red Dead Redemption 1 yet. I really want to. And a lot of Red Dead fans came in because of Red Dead Redemption 2. So there's not as many people that have played Red Dead Redemption 1. And a lot of fans of the Red Dead franchise, whether it's Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Online, both, have been really wanting to be able to go back and check out the story of John Marston in Red Dead Redemption 1. I think this would be a great opportunity if it turns out to be the case. This remake, remaster has to be good. I agree. Whether it's a remake or a remaster, it has to be good. I'll be so disappointed if it ends up being another cash grab again. Unfortunately, it's going to be a cash grab, but it wants to be a cash grab for us where we're willing to give our money and say, hey, this is a great remaster, best case scenario remake. Shut up and take our money. I just don't want it to be another GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. The Iron Man remake, please. Yeah, please. That would be amazing if it turned out to be a faithful remake instead of a remaster. Also, PC release. Yeah, I do believe that if this is true, if at the very least it's a remaster, once again, yeah, it's going to have a PC port. Hopefully it won't be a terrible PC port, but it would be a lot of fun, though, for it to be on PC, because then people would finally be able to put some sweet mods into a Red Dead Redemption remaster on PC. So that's something else to think about. Nirix, if Rockstar is going to release something like Red Dead Redemption 1 related, then my guess it's a remaster. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, especially financially for them. It would probably be a remaster. Ali, I would prefer a remaster that they don't need to remake. This is a beautiful game. I agree. And a beautiful story. I think that after the Tragic Trilogy, that's a good way to refer to GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. I'd prefer for them to just update the graphics, have it run better, maybe bring back Undead Nightmare DLC. I agree. And the multiplayer. I just want this game to be as perfect as the original release. As somebody who loves playing Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, along with some friends, Yuji Outlaw, Belfast Gamer, a few others, I just don't think that Red Dead Redemption multiplayer will be included with a Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare remaster. I think that Rockstar made a mistake by not having Red Dead Redemption multiplayer as the foundation of Red Dead Online, because there's a lot of stuff that's very enjoyable about Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. But there's also things I love about Red Dead Online. So I doubt, even if the remasters of Red Dead Redemption and maybe Red Dead Undead Nightmare are true, I doubt that we're going to see a remaster of multiplayer, because it would be in competition with Red Dead Online, even though Rockstar lately doesn't seem to really care for Red Dead Online, but who knows. Joe Zarkin, I'd be totally fine of a remaster of Red Dead Redemption 1. Burn, the gore was updated, which means they're working on it for Red Dead Redemption 2 engine. Well, that's according to the Korean rating system, which could tie in to the other third possibility that Icarus and a few others have mentioned, is that it could be much to do about nothing and simply an update to the ratings in Korea. But then again, that's exactly what happened with the GTA Trilogy edition, is we first learned about it through the ratings in Korea. But yeah, I mean, it is possible that it could be a hybrid. Maybe it's not a complete remake, but maybe it's a remaster being like ported over to like the same rage engine as Red Dead Redemption 2. That would be amazing. Matt says, I like the remaster of Red Dead Redemption. Our remake of Red Dead Redemption 1 is a great game. I love it. Yeah, I hope it ends up being a amazing remake, remaster, whatever it ends up being. Hopefully it is faithful, unlike another set of remasters we've mentioned one too many times already. Nightwing, I think it's a remaster with some new body damage, gore added, and I have a feeling they will shut down Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think Rockstar has the ability to shut down Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. I believe they would have done that already. Now, there's not as big of a crowd over on PS3 for Red Dead or GTA 4 multiplayers, but larger communities exist on Xbox because of backwards compatibility. 360, Xbox One, and Series, especially with Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. After Rockstar announced that they were no longer going to be giving like big updates to Red Dead Online, a lot of people were curious about Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, and they went over and they were checking it out on Xbox, and a lot of people really do enjoy it, myself included. So I don't think they have the power to shut down Red Dead Redemption multiplayer on Xbox, because that's a Microsoft thing. And if Rockstar had it their way, Red Dead Redemption multiplayer and GTA 4 multiplayer would have been gone a long time ago. Josh says, I really don't care which it is. I currently can't play it on my PS5, so the ability to do it would be appreciated. And I think that is a big reason why the remaster is something that a lot of people in the Red Dead community really, really want. A lot of players have never played Red Dead Redemption 1, and there are those that did play it that would like to go back and revisit it on a newer console, whether it's a last gen like a PS4 or current gen like a PS5 or on PC. But we'll see. A remake wins easily according to user. It wins according to us, the fans. That's what we would love to have, is a remake. But realistically, as some people do point out in some of the comments, that it is a cheaper route for Rockstar to go remaster over remake. But we'll just have to hope for the best. Tommy, the thing is, the code was so bad they couldn't port it to PC originally. So if they want to release it for PC and not have it untangle the code, they should just use the assets they already have and port them to Red Dead Redemption 2's engine. Think about it, they already have the new Austin map, bunch of stuff from the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2, so just build it there. I mean, that's something that I've been talking about for years, Tommy, is it would make sense for them to simply just use the Red Dead Redemption 2 engine, including a chunk of the map from Red Dead Redemption 2 for Red Dead Redemption 1, because technically everything in Red Dead Redemption 1 is in the Red Dead Redemption 2 map. You have the Great Plains for West Elizabeth, along with the tall trees. You have New Austin. You also have Nuevo Paraiso. Even though Rockstar never finished Nuevo Paraiso for Red Dead Redemption 2 and online, it's still there to be ported over and used for Red Dead Redemption 1 Remaster. Some changes would have to be made to Blackwater. There should be like some rail lines run throughout the Great Plains. And Thieves Landing needs to be built up along with McFarland's Ranch. And the cholera thing should be no longer a thing in Armadillo. And obviously Tumbleweed would be a ghost town in 1911. So there are some cosmetic changes they'd have to make in Red Dead Redemption 1 Remaster or Remake specifically, if that was the case. Now, that's something that makes sense to us, especially when you talk about the code issue. But once again, it is possible over the past decade, people have come into Rockstar Games to look at the code and sorted out what went wrong and how to fix it so that it could be ported easier and remastered. But I personally agree with you. I would much rather it be a remaster to a remake because, I mean, the engine, the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 looks amazing, and I could see it with Red Dead Redemption 1's story and characters. Space says it pretty much has to be a remake because they lost almost the entire game. I don't think they lost the entire game. It's just the coding issue that was the problem, as we've talked about a few times. And once again, there's plenty of smart people that are developers now that could have been easily hired by Rockstar, looked at the code, and sorted out what went wrong and possibly fixed it. I also hope to God it's not on last gen. Oh, I think that if it's a remaster, it will most definitely be on last gen, especially PS4. Now, Xbox One, obviously they could still play Red Dead Redemption on last gen and be just fine. But here's the thing. Even though new gen has been out, or current gen, for the past several years, the problem is people still have a difficult time getting their hands on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. And Rockstar, if they are releasing a remaster of this game, they want to put it on as many ports as possible. And it's another reason why it's most likely a remaster. That way it is available to be put on as many ports, like last gen, current gen, PC, and perhaps even on Nintendo Switch as well. So don't expect it to be anything better than maybe a remake of Red Dead Redemption 1 with the Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics and Rage engine. Even then, it's still obviously playable on last gen, PS4, Xbox One, along with current gen and PC. In that case, maybe not Switch, but that could be another reason why it might be a remaster as opposed to a remake. Mean Metal Mike, hey go, with the engine would Red Dead Redemption 1 most likely be on PS4? I think that we could go either way. If it's a remaster, obviously it'll be available for last gen, current gen, PC, like we've been talking about, possibly Switch. Even remake, it's still going to be playable on last gen because that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 launched on originally, was the PS4 and Xbox One. And they have yet to come out with a PS5 Xbox Series version of Red Dead Redemption 2. Fortunately, it's backwards compatible, so all of us that have Red Dead Redemption 2 can play it on PS5 and Xbox Series. Grandpapa, either remake with Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics or start creating Red Dead Redemption 3. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a Red Dead Redemption 3. By the way, I did do an ideas video years ago, basically, putting it as another prequel, I think, or another prequel or a completely different story, no longer involving members of the Vanderlyn gang, if anyone's curious. But that was a cool concept. I think that Rockstar's main focus is on GTA 6 and a little bit on GTA Online, their cash cow. And if we're lucky, perhaps a faithful remaster to Red Dead Redemption 1. Pax Christ says a remaster may not even be possible. Yeah, the coding's something we've talked about once or twice. But once again, I reiterate, it is possible that somebody has come in through Rockstar, our team, that they assigned to look at the code, sort out what went wrong, and make it to where they could possibly remaster it and port it across multiple platforms. It's been over a decade. You think somebody would have sorted that mystery out. True Alpha Male, I hope it's a remake, not a remaster. Yeah, most of us feel that way. Rockstar really shouldn't blow it and just make a remaster with barely any change. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game. Even in the original, I want to see the Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics, the story slightly adjusted. I think that that's the absolute best case scenario, is a game that is Red Dead Redemption 1, but graphically looks like Red Dead Redemption 2 with, a lot of the mechanics that improved from Red Dead Redemption 1 to Red Dead Redemption 2. Mr. Greased, whatever it is, I just want it on PC. If it comes on PC, I think the mods for it will be amazing. Red the Epic Dinosaur, Red Dead Redemption is a beautiful masterpiece. I agree. It challenges literature for the history it has. Yeah, I agree. It's well written. As long as it's playable, that's enough for me. As Rockstar, are we talking about? Yeah, that's the problem with Rockstar lately. There was a time when Rockstar games had, higher standards and quality, but over the years, it seems like they've become more greedy, obviously influenced by their parent company, Take-Two and Strauss Zelnick. And it's been a disappointment being a Rockstar fan over the past few years. how Red Dead Online was abandoned, the Milked Edition for GTA 5 and online for PS5, Xbox Series, GTA Plus, and of course, the defective edition of GTA Trilogy. Here's hoping that Rockstar turns things around. And what better place to start than with a Red Dead Redemption remaster? Man Van, Red Dead Redemption 1 had a multiplayer? Absolutely, Man Van. Feel free and check out the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer playlist where I've done several episodes of Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. If you're interested, there's still a community revolved around Red Dead Redemption multiplayer over on Xbox because of, once again, backwards compatibility. There might be on PS3, but it's much, much smaller over on PS3 than Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. In fact, I did do a Red Dead Redemption multiplayer guide to give you an idea what Red Dead Redemption multiplayer has to offer in case you're curious. Josie Wells, perfection should not be messed with. Red Dead Redemption 1 was the game to play 10 years ago, and it should stay in all its historical glory. They need to concentrate on Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 3. Well, Josie, I will agree on one part. It is an amazing game. But unfortunately, you got nostalgia, you got member berries, and you have people out there that have never played Red Dead Redemption 1 that want to play it, and with remaster or updated graphics and other improvements, but keep the main story. So if Rockstar and Take-Two decided some time ago that it was in their interest to remaster this game for money and also for the fan base out there that's been craving a remaster, remake of Red Dead Redemption 1, it's going to happen. Best case scenario is that it turns out way better than the GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. Sadly, I don't think that they're going to ever give us a Red Dead Redemption 3. If they do, it is a long ways off because right now, most of their focus is once again on GTA 6. And I would have loved for them to continue to update Red Dead Online. I put out tons of idea videos about things that would be great updates and content, and along with other creators in the Red Dead community. But as of this moment, there appears to be no plans for Rockstar to resurrect or save Red Dead Online. But if they do in the future, I will absolutely cover it. And I hope they do. But at the moment, I doubt it. Carlos, hopefully it's a full remake. Remasters are just a paint coat over an old car. Sure, it looks prettier, but not innovative. Case in point, the trilogy remastered debacle. If Rockstar wants to make a gazillion dollars, well, I don't know if they'll make a gazillion. Maybe a bazillion, but not a gazillion. Then they have to do a full remake. Show the industry Rockstar is still king, go bold or go home. And there has been a much larger fan base for Red Dead thanks to Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1 didn't sell as many copies as Red Dead Redemption 2, but because of a larger Red Dead fan base, that means that a remake of Red Dead Redemption 1 would probably rival Red Dead Redemption 1 in sales and maybe even surpass the original game when it comes to copies sold, physical and digital. It would logically make sense for Rockstar to do a remake for so many reasons, but once again, these are companies, corporations, cutting corners, doing it on the cheap, and sadly, the remaster seems like the cheaper route to go. But hopefully it doesn't end up being another remaster debacle. Bester, I hope it doesn't end up being a defective. Yeah, I think most of us feel the same way, Bester. Trek, is Red Dead Redemption 1 story much shorter than Red Dead Redemption 2? Yeah, I answered this question. Yes, the short answer is yes. Red Dead Redemption 1 story is much shorter than Red Dead Redemption 2's. About 20 hours, give or take. A little bit more if you do everything in the game, including side questing. But I do love the story of Red Dead Redemption 1. I also love the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, but Red Dead Redemption 2 does go on for like 60 plus hours. So yeah, it is much shorter, but it's a really good, solid story from start to finish when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 1. SpongeBob, I just want a port. Yeah, I think most of us want a port, but you don't want it to be a crappy port. I give out L's. I still don't think it's real, though. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people feel the same way you do, that it's not real. And I completely understand that point of view because it has not been officially confirmed by Rockstar. We can go by all the so-called evidence that we have compiled over the past week or two, but that still doesn't mean that it is legit. It could still be BS. And everyone that's making an argument about the whole Korean law or rating system being changed as the explanation, they can end up being right about this. It could be much to do about nothing, but here's hoping that it ends up being real and is actually a faithful remaster or remake to Red Dead Redemption 1. Ton Peak, I just need to be able to ride a cow again. Well, I finally reached Legendary. Unfortunately, I think it was because of a modder. I talked about that a few times throughout at the end of Road to Legendary in the finale. Yeah, it sucks because Yuji and me wanted to get it like legitimately, but I think we just happened to end up in a lobby with a modder that was just ranking up everybody through exploits. And I gotta say something, riding around on the bull is okay. I still prefer the American Standard Bred. I think it's much more fun to ride around on than the cow. I don't think I'll ever get to ride around in the Zonky. Well, like friends can let you ride around on their Zonky, which is cool. But yeah, it would be awesome if we had different mount types in Red Dead Redemption, including the Horses of the Apocalypse from Undead Nightmare. Jeff, given Rockstar's trashy behavior, they ruined Red Dead Online in previous quote-unquote definitive edition. I think all we're going to get is an awful $70 port. Yeah, that is the fear. That is what most of us are concerned about. That's why expectations are very low, even if this remaster turns out to be real. Because, yeah, the Trilogy Defective Edition did not go over so well. My hope is that Rockstar and Take-Two have learned from that mistake, and what we end up getting, if we end up getting anything at all when it comes to a remake or a remaster to Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare, is something a lot more faithful than GTA Trilogy Defective Edition. Swam JZ, honestly, if people just want to play these games again, just buy PS3. It's cheap and worth it. The problem is, there's not that many PS3s out there on the market. I guess you could go through eBay and make sure you're getting it from a seller that has a good rating and reputable. But that's the issue, is that with the PS3, it's seen better days, and they're not exactly making new PS3s anymore. And then you have another issue, is how do you get a physical copy of Red Dead Redemption 1 to go with PS3? The best route, if you just want to play the original version of Red Dead Redemption, is to get either an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, or an Xbox Series. And I believe that Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare are still available to purchase through the Xbox Store. If you just want to go that route instead and just play Red Dead Redemption now, it is quite possible that the remaster remake for Red Dead Redemption does not exist and was possibly shelled some time ago. Final comment of the day. And by the way, thanks to everybody for leaving your comments and liking the videos and subscribing. I am going to continue to cover Red Dead Redemption Remaster, Remake, whatever it ends up being, if it turns out to be legit. If it turns out to be yes, I will cover that too. All right, so let's get into the final comment. Burning Saints. I would prefer a remake for a multitude of reasons, but above all, to adapt the plot more inclusive to Red Dead Redemption 2. They didn't have the idea of characters like Arthur, Charles, Hosea, Lenny, Micah, etc. when they made Red Dead Redemption, so naturally many of them aren't even included in the Red Dead Redemption story. That being said, I don't know if they would or could put as much dedication into a remake, or if they'd rather just move on with the series. I do worry about the future of Rockstar without Dan Houser at the helm, though. Well, he wasn't at the helm, he was just the lead writer, but he was a senior vice president, and his brother, Sam Houser, is still president, and Leslie Benzies left a long time ago. So I'm also worried about the future of Rockstar Games. And as far as we know, Red Dead Redemption 2 was the last game that he was the lead writer on. It's always possible he did some writing, maybe a rough draft for GTA 6, or maybe wrote out the full story of GTA 6. Another mystery that will be eventually solved one way or the other. Now, let's go back real quick to what you were talking about regarding characters in Red Dead Redemption 2 that are obviously not in Red Dead Redemption 1 for reasons. At the very least, they could do some Easter eggs regarding some of the characters you mentioned, like specifically Arthur Morgan, who was the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption 2, never mentioned in Red Dead Redemption 1. Maybe allow John to wear Arthur's hat. That would be cool. Or maybe have some photos at Beecher's Hope with some of the gang members, because they did take some photos. So maybe include those photos. Nice Easter eggs would be cool. But I don't think that they're going to go back and rework any of the story, because once again, they would have to bring back Dan Houser. They would have to add additional dialogue. They'd have to bring in voice actors in order to do that. So I don't think that's going to be the case. I believe what they're most likely going to do with a remake or a remaster is just use the audio files from the voice actors that voiced Red Dead Redemption 1. There are a couple of exceptions, like Javier, Abigail, Uncle. They have different voice actors in Red Dead Redemption 2 than Red Dead Redemption 1. So it's possible they could bring back the newer voice actors and actresses and have them revoice those lines. Or Rockstar may not even bother doing that at all because that would cost additional money. So they may just keep the original voices of Abigail, Uncle, as well as Javier for Red Dead Redemption 1's remake or remaster, if it actually turns out to be true. Once again, there is a possibility it's complete BS and based off of this rating in Korea that is much to do about nothing. I guess only time will tell when it comes to whether or not Red Dead Redemption Remaster, Remake is legit or BS. If it turns out to be legit, I will absolutely continue covering it, and we will be playing it whenever it comes out, if it comes out, with an asterisk. And I will give you my honest opinion about Red Dead Redemption Remaster, Remake, whatever it ends up being. Whether I love it, if I do, if I think it's great, I will praise it. If I think it's awful and a disaster and yet another defective edition, I will absolutely rant about it. But I hope that does not turn out to be the case because I want Red Dead Redemption Remaster, Remake to be good, Rockstar. And I want you to have a redemption arc here. And this is a great opportunity for you to do so leading into GTA 6 coming hopefully in about a year or two from now. And once again, thanks to everybody that hanged out with me during this feedback video. It's been a while since I've done one, and it's something I do every now and then, not always on the channel. But if you're new to the channel, you love Red Dead, or you love GTA, I got plenty of older GTA Red Dead content for you to go back and browse through in the playlists, especially for like Red Dead Redemption online ideas, and Red Dead Redemption playthrough, along with Red Dead Redemption 2 playthroughs, and lots of Red Dead Online videos and streams, and hopefully future Red Dead Redemption multiplayer streams, and possibly a playthrough of the remaster of Red Dead Redemption if that ends up being a thing. So feel free, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to be notified. By the way, I also stream other games besides Rockstar. More Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming up, Diablo 4 Season 1, but I also have like a ton of Rockstar GTA Red Dead content on the channel as well, FYI. And for any of you that didn't get a chance to throw in your 2 cents regarding whether or not you think the remaster remake of Red Dead Redemption is legit or BS, feel free and let us know your thoughts, views, and opinions below in the comment section.